Run that back, turbo.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to T&A Unscripted. My name is Auburn Fippen, and I'm here with my co-host T. Fount.
Yes, sir!
And guest Hunter Kirby. We're doing the same thing kind of as last time, just have a few topics to discuss and probably argue about what you two do best. We're just going to dive in right now. First thing is some NFL talk. Antonio Brown, there's a lot of stuff going on with him. Obviously, there's been a lot of stuff going on with him just this past year. He comes out and apologizes to Ben Roethlisberger just about how good he had it and talk about maybe trying to come back into the NFL. What's you guys' thoughts on him and just where he stands and all that stuff?
I love what he's doing. The man needs to be a comedian. He's trying to rap. He's still trying to play ball.
He's trying to do it all, huh?
He's trying to do it all. Like,
man, we need to get this guy a CT scan, man. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I love what he's doing. So, I mean, he got an album coming out, too. You might want to check it out.
Might be hard. I don't know.
It might
Probably
be.
not.
I might check it out. That's my man, AB. He from Florida. I like them Florida boys. So, he trying to rap. He got an album coming out. He keep apologizing. He needs to be a comedian. That's how I feel about it. I mean, he apologized to the Patriots and they owner Robert Kraft.
After roasting him about strippers and hookers and stuff.
He apologized to Ben Roethlisberger. I mean,
I think this dude knows that he's in the wrong, huh?
yeah, he apologized to the Raiders organization. He doing what he can to try and get back in the league, but he did mess himself up. But then if I go back to an interview that was in the summer, he said he doesn't need football. If they don't want to play by his rules, then he won't play. He $30 million up.
Do you think the NFL should allow him to come back and play, I guess is the real question.
Yeah, the game misses him.
Yeah.
I would say he was a great receiver, top 5 receiver. Hell, he one of the funniest receivers if you ask me.
That's all that matters, huh?
If you can make me laugh, you can get on my good side. So I mean, that's how I feel about everything. Hey B, you tripping, bro? But you cool with me.
So you're okay with the antics?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like it?
He's a comedian. I watch stand up before I go to sleep.
He's a human publicity stunt, man.
Yeah.
Let's hear your thoughts then, Hunter.
I'm tired of it, man. I can't stand it. Anytime I see AB on ESPN, I cannot stand it because it's always something.
You know it's something.
It's always something, man, and
something that can make you laugh.
Hey, I'm gonna agree to disagree with that. He is funny, but looks like he's losing his mind a little bit on Instagram Lives and he had it all. A max contract. He was in Pittsburgh. Everyone loved him. He had a great coaching staff. He had a great quarterback, and not enough for AB.
He's obviously at the lowest of lows. He's trying to fight. Who is it? Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, man, a YouTuber, has nothing to do, and he wants to fight Logan Paul, man. You said
and
what?
If he fight,
you said $30 million, right? He's up $30 million, man.
If he fight Logan Paul, then I'm putting my money on AB.
Yeah.
Real Florida boy.
Okay.
I'm not saying I wouldn't like to see that happen, but
hey, me too. Hey, we're all about. It's in the business. It's a show, right?
That's all it is.
Okay, I'm gonna cut you guys off. Let's go to probably the biggest news for today. Myles Garret was reinstated after his 6-game suspension without pay after the thing with Mason Rudolph. I mean, I do think that's fair. I think if something like that happens again, he should be kicked out of the NFL. I do think there should have been something for Mason's side, maybe not as long as Myles Garrett's thing, but he did have something to do with it. So I feel they both were in the wrong. But what's your opinion on it? Let's start with Hunter first this time.
He's smiling at me. I want to see what he got to say.
I think the NFL did a great job of setting the hammer down. I think Myles Garrett deserved the year-long suspension, even maybe 1 to 2 games this season. Because, I mean, he could have killed Mason Rudolph, hitting him in the head. Hey, I'm not saying Mason Rudolph's in the right by any means, because I don't like Mason Rudolph. I'm a OU fan. I don't like Mason Rudolph. I think he totally antagonized it. I think he got up in Myles Garrett's face, but how many quarterbacks get in players' face? Phillip Rivers gets in people's face. Tom Brady, and you don't see no helmets come off. He did. You talk about Phillip Rivers a GOAT?
He's a Hall of Famer.
Okay. Well, that's for another topic, but I totally disagree with you. Peyton Manning's on top of the GOATs, man. But anyways, I don't think Von Miller would swing helmets. And Myles Garrett's young. He's young. He'll make mistakes, but I think the NFL did a good job.
Look, I don't justify what he did. I don't justify what he did, but Mason Rudolph kept provoking him. Mason Rudolph tried to pull his helmet off, but he couldn't get the job done.
And there's also a lot of controversy about words that were exchanged between them two.
A racial slur. That's what Myles Garret said provoked him.
I didn't bring that up because it wasn't confirmed, so I didn't want to put out false information. But if that did happen, then I totally agree with Myles Garret, but I just don't know if it's swinging at him.
Right. I mean, Mason Rudolph provoked him. Myles Garret, I don't want to say did what he had to do, but I mean, I don't feel like he was thinking when he did it because it was all in the heat of the moment. But do I feel like the suspension was long enough? The 6 games was long enough? Most definitely. I mean,
what do you think if something similar to, or if that exact same thing happens? How do you think the NFL should handle it?
We're not gonna go with what you said. We ain't gonna keep our mans out the league, but we might suspend him indefinitely though, being just the whole football season.
I just thought there's a bigger picture there. I mean, he being an NFL player in the kind of spotlight the spotlight that he has. I mean, you just got to remember that there's a bigger picture. Like I said, you have younger kids watching you, and you're setting the example for that. And that's just, I don't feel like that was the right way to be handled, but that's just my opinion.
Everybody would have handled it a little different.
Just gonna kind of keep it in the NFL. Draft's coming up kind of soon. What's your top 5 picks that you have right now? For me, I'm not gonna say who my top 5 is, but I think the biggest controversy right now is who's gonna go first, Joe Burrow or Chase Young. I'll give it to you first, Hunter.
So, my top 5 picks. I got Burrow at 1 to the Bengals. Chase Young from Ohio State.
Oh man!
Come on, what do you think?
You don't think it's going?
Okay. Jeff Okudah out of Ohio State. Dedrick Wills out of Alabama, and Tua from Alabama. That's my top 5. Yeah, I do have Tua last.
Why?
He had an injury, and he didn't. I don't know. I just felt like from that the last year to this year, I feel like he could have done a little bit more. He did lead Alabama. I think they would have made it to the playoffs, but I just think he's lefty quarterbacks haven't been that successful in the league.
Come on, man.
I think Tua should be at number 5. I think the Dolphins would be a perfect fit for Tua.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of nonsense.
I'm gonna break down to you why Tua will be number 5 or whatever number he is. So look, the Bengals, I give them Joe Burrow or Tua. I want to say my man Tua just because I'm rocking with Tua over Burrow, but
for first round, first pick.
First round, first pick.
Joe Burrow.
Look, check.
We're talking about the same player, right?
Yes, we talking about
You
Tua.
would want Tua over
man,
Joe Burrow.
We talking about that man that took Jalen Hurts' spot. A natural born winner. We talking about that man that finished Georgia off. We talking about the left hand who threw it over cover 2 in the end zone. So look, check this out. I know what Burrow did. He made his own records and all that, but check this out. So I say the Bengals, Burrow or Tua because they need a quarterback to get things going in the backfield.
About Justin Bieber. He's in the mix too. He won a bowl game.
Justin.
I think it said Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber from Oregon. We're not going to talk about Justin Bieber.
He's nowhere in the mix with either one of those quarterbacks.
Okay. All right.
Just let me finish. Look, check this out. All right, so they need a quarterback to get in the backfield with Joe Mixon. Both quarterbacks can extend the play. They both know how to win as well. They have experience in pro-style, pistol, and spread offense. They come from winning teams, winning organizations, great coaching. Then I say Chase Young, saying that they have 2 young running backs on the Redskins. It's kind of like a perfect fit. Then they also have a young quarterback in Dwayne Haskins. So you're already building the offense up with Dwayne Haskins, Darius Geis, Bryce Love. Start on that defensive side, get Chase Young. He was up for Heisman. He's a different type of caliber player. He brings speed, size, a lot of things to the table.
6 sacks too.
Exactly, and he can.
I agree with that one.
As you should.
Okay.
Yeah, as you should. And he just can help improve that defensive line. Then for the 3rd pick with the Dolphins, they're going to take who's ever left out of Tua and Burrow. More than likely it'll be Tua because everybody including you, possibly you, y'all on the Burrow wave, but
Since when are you not on the Burrow wave?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure last week.
Can I finish? Can I? Y'all trying to gang up on me? So nah, look. Tua gonna fall right into Miami's lap, man. Because I mean, like I said, the Redskins got a quarterback. The Bengals need a quarterback. More than likely, they're gonna pick Burrow. Boom, you got Tua. He's the second best, if not the first best. He's the first best, but you know what I'm saying? He's the first or the second best to some people. So he kind of falls in Miami's lap. Then we go to the fourth pick, and the Giants. I see them getting Jeff Okudah just to like help that secondary they have. If not a corner or a defensive player, I see them getting a receiver like CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy or something like that, just to begin that tandem, start a tandem again with Saquon Barkley and a receiver, since they have a young quarterback in Daniel Jones. Not saying that if they get a receiver, it'll be like Saquon and Odell, but just to begin that on the offense again, to have more than one weapon, they have to stop more than one person whenever other teams are on defense. I see them getting a receiver, and for the fifth pick, that goes to the Lions. I see them drafting Isaiah Simmons, linebacker out of Clemson. Can just help their defensive secondary overall. So
I didn't start my timer, but if it was on, it'd be going off right now. So I'm gonna
yeah, going off with facts. So.
Let me get one more thing in here.
What's
okay,
up?
Who's the leader? Would you say the Bengals right now? Who's their leader? Who's the one that? What quarterback do they have that's the leader? You're gonna say Andy Dalton? No, they don't have a leader. Joe Burrow is a leader. Joe Burrow.
What is Tua?
Joe Burrow is a
what is
a leader.
What is Tua?
Not a vocal leader. I haven't seen none of anything to his
What
vocal.
we saw from
I see
Burrow?
Joe Burrow in the locker room talking at halftime. I see him talking.
Just because the camera's in there don't mean he leads.
They
got a
need
camera
that.
on?
The Bengals need that in the locker room. Joe Burrow would be a perfect fit for the Bengals, and I will
What's the
stay by
difference
that.
between Tua and Burrow being a leader?
I think that Burrow is a perfect fit in Cincinnati, and I
Because
think
he's
Tua
like-
might be
like,
a better fit.
Come back.
A better fit than in Miami.
Because he's a leader.
A vocal leader. He shows
Tua is a
he
vocal
puts
leader.
his heart into it. I think that Tua is a good quarterback, but I just think
He's
that
a great quarterback.
okay, like let me like Luka and Trae Young. I think Trae Young's perfect for the Hawks, and I think Luka's perfect for the Mavericks. Just like Joe Burrow and Tua, I think they'd be perfect for that team.
Yeah, I think Tua would be perfect for any team.
Okay.
Okay, let's move into the NBA and talk about your Pelicans and your man Zion and their performance last night.
Yeah. I call him the Hawk. I call him the Hawk. What's up?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Zion had 31 points last night?
31 piece. 31
You on
piece with
that
a little
train,
biscuit
boy.
on the side.
You on that train?
When's that jersey come in?
How far
Pelicans.
how far do you think Pelicans are going this season?
I see them getting to the AC at least.
At least.
At
And Zion winning what?
at
He's
least.
talking at least.
At least. Well, what was that?
Easy.
You right. I see them getting to the 6th seed.
What?
Yes, and I see the Thunder doing this. Woo! Just like that. You
Okay.
feel me?
Okay.
You're
It's
saying, what do you,
it's on me, right? Y'all gonna let me? Thank you. Like I
you're
said,
saying you don't think the Thunder's gonna make it?
we're gonna talk. That's what I see happening to the Thunder. So look, check this out.
That's no.
So look, my man Zion, aka Hawk, aka Mr. Hood. Yeah, that's what you know. What I'm saying that's what I like to call him.
I think you're the only one that calls him that.
Maybe so. So look, I see them getting to the AC. Zion keeps putting up double digits, playing how he's playing. I believe they have a great chance of getting to the playoffs. Not saying that they'll go far or deep in the playoffs, but you have Zion, who's averaging 20 points a game. You have Brandon Ingram, who's improved, who's now an all-star, who's averaging 25 points a game. You got Drew Holiday, who's averaging 20 points a game. You got Lonzo Ball, who's averaging, what is it? I got it right here. Don't worry, I got it right here. Lonzo averaging 7 assists per game and like 6 of them coming from guess who he throwing them to? The Hawk. And guess what he doing? The Hawks, man. And Zion
Guess what
coming
they're
down.
doing? Taking L's.
And what they do last night? W. So look, it don't
You gotta
matter.
win more than
Two L's make a
What's the
W
record
anyway.
right now?
2 L's make a W
It's
anyway.
23-31. They're 11th in the
2
West.
L's make a W anyway. You see that?
So you think from
Yeah.
11 right now that they're gonna make it to the playoffs? So they're gonna go all
They're
the way up to
11th
the
in the
AC.
West.
Check this out.
They have a losing record.
Check this out.
Over the Thunder too.
Check this out. You got the Thunder, 6. Grizzlies, 7. I don't remember who at 8.
Rockets maybe.
Nah. So look, 6 Thunder, 7 Grizzlies, 8 I don't know, 9 Trailblazers. Oh, 8 those the Mavericks. So look, Thunder gone, Grizzlies gonna go over that, and while the Thunder sitting at 7, the Mavericks gonna go over that. So wow, Thunder at 8, and then you get to 9, and the Thunder are at 8, and then you see the Trailblazers, they go to 8, and then you just see the Pelicans. Why you think they call the Pelicans? Don't Pelicans fly? Pelicans don't fly.
I don't think they do.
Hey, so look,
I don't think they
look,
do.
it don't matter. In my head, they do. So I just see them rising up to 8. And yeah, that's just what it is. When you got a guy like the Hawk on your team, yeah, y'all ain't never saw the Hawk get stopped.
MVP, huh?
Yeah, let me speak.
About one more year.
Yeah, let me speak.
Even though you argued last week that he was MVP this year. Huh?
Yeah, let me speak real quick. T. Let me speak.
Talk to him.
I think that they probably have the most potential in the whole NBA right now because they have so many young players. And even before Zion went there, when
You said they got
the most potential.
And you said before who?
Before Zion, I think they had the most potential.
What was their name?
The Hulk. Yeah, your boy, the Hulk.
Yeah.
I think they had a lot of potential, and adding Zion to that, I think that they're going to be special in the long run. I think they need 1 or 2 more pieces, just like a big center, just to make them a little better. But and actually, their schedule is one of the easiest after the All-Star break.
Oh,
So,
man.
hey, I ain't agreeing with you, buddy. Trust me. Don't get your. Yeah, they do
Now I
have the
want to
easiest.
talk about how easy the schedule is.
They do have the easiest schedule, but that won't be enough to make it to the playoffs, and I think they'll come up just short at the 10th seed. So,
Who your team?
the Nuggets,
The Nuggets,
the 2
right?
seed
The-
right now, the 2 seed.
Yeah.
We got the
yeah.
Lakers
You
tonight.
know, I
He
can't
said,
say
oh
too
my
much.
God.
We can't look.
We got the Lakers tonight.
Exactly. Y'all got
We're
King.
3 out of 1.
When you play the King and when you play the Hawk, you got a problem. So I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Who's your
I mean,
team?
It ain't about who my
Exactly.
team
Why
is.
doesn't my team
Hey, it
that's
doesn't
the next
matter whose
subject.
Why
team
doesn't my team was
It
it?
doesn't matter because we're gonna move on anyway.
Why doesn't my team?
In the Eastern Conference, the Sixers, are they a team to be kind of looking out for right now? Are they a threat?
Let
you
me
think?
start this off, too.
Do what you do.
Because I want the upper hand finally. They're 34-21 in the East. I think they can be special. I think they're destined for a big year. Embiid averages 22.9 points a game.
That's the problem. Keep going.
11.9 rebounds. That's, what is that, double-double a game? Yeah, that's not
That
the
is a
problem.
You're right.
And then you got Ben Simmons, 16.9 points, almost 8 assists a game. I think, and they're both all-stars, so I think they'll make a run in the East. I think they might even take down the Bucks. I think they have the talent to take down the Bucks, and I think they have the pieces. They have J.J. Redick. Oh no, they don't. The Pelicans have J.J. Redick.
Yeah. And who on the team with the Pelicans?
How many times did you say it?
Yeah. I just want y'all to
Mr. Runner-up for Rookie of the Year, right?
Yeah, Mr. Rookie of the Year.
Runner-up.
So
Go ahead though.
Yeah.
I think Philly's special, man. Just
Yeah.
like Eagles, Philly's special. I think they're special.
I'm gonna go ahead on that note. So look, at the 5th seed right now, I see them making it out of the Eastern Conference. Even if they are the 5th seed, I want to get them to like the 2nd seed.
I agree.
The only team above them that's actually better than them, I would say, are the Bucks. Giannis, what he did to Embiid a couple nights ago was, he was the enforcer. Embiid was just complaining. And then the 22 points per game, that's cool and all, but I need that Embiid, that Embiid from last year, 27 points per game. You feel me? 12 rebounds per game. So, I mean, he decreased right there. Ben Simmons, he's the other factor. He can't really shoot as well. So, he's driving to the bucket, but he's still averaging what he had last year. So he didn't decrease or I don't want to say improve. Right. So he's averaging his 16.9 year in and year out. Same with the assists. So I believe they can get to the finals. The Eastern Conference Finals will be the Sixers and the Bucks, and you heard it come from my mouth. So
I got it on video.
yeah, that's what it is, man.
Now the Auburn's team.
Not the Thunder.
Don't disrespect them, okay? Okay, last but not least, does it mean anything that LeBron picked Kawhi for first pick?
I'm glad you asked that. No, it don't mean nothing. Some might say it do, but it don't mean nothing at all. If I'm LeBron, I'm trying to win. It's as simple as that. Everybody in the All-Star game will be good. But, I mean, you got those standout players, LeBron, Kawhi, Giannis. You feel me? You got players like that. James Harden, Damian Lillard, Westbrook. I don't see nothing wrong with him picking the second best player in the league. Because Kawhi is the second. Kawhi is the second best player in the league. We're going to start off with LeBron.
Okay.
King James, GOAT James, as some may know him.
I'm surprised you're not saying Zion.
Yeah,
Wait.
he up there.
Wait, so you're picking Kawhi over Giannis?
Giannis was the other captain.
But you said the second best player in the league.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't say the All-Star. You said second best player in the league.
Exactly. And I'm not going back on that.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, Kawhi, better than Giannis. You heard it here.
Yeah, okay.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, from T-Pound himself.
Yeah. So what's your take? Is it a problem that he picked Kawhi?
No, it's not a problem. I don't think it's a problem.
Man.
But I think there's something there that's happening in the system. I think there was a certain reason that Kawhi got picked up, and I don't know. Kawhi wants another one. Kawhi wants his second ring, and I don't think he's gonna get it with the Clippers. And I would not see a problem with him going to the Lakers in the next couple seasons with LeBron. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And you said, is there a reason that he picked him? Is
okay,
there something?
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
I see where you're going.
Is he just picking because he's good, or is he picking because something happened, just like KD and Kyrie 2 years ago in the All-Star game? They talked, and now they're on the same team.
You're right.
So I don't know. I do think there's a little something going on behind closed doors that we don't know about. But the Claw, he's pretty good, but not.
Yeah, he's the Claw.
Hey, he's a Claw.
He's the look. You got the Claw. Hold on. You got King James. You got the Claw. You got the Greek Freak.
You got Jokic.
And you got the Hawk. We're gonna stop right there.
I think that's all we have. Do you guys have anything else you want to add or anything else you want to argue about? I think you agreed more this week than you did last week, so.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm
if
gonna
it's
come
good.
back with that Pelicans jersey. Every time Zion go for over 25, I'm wearing it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. Make sure you guys come back next week for our next segment, and that's all we have.